Swadika, good evening and welcome to Thai PBS World Tonight. I'm Nat Bunna.
I'm Frank Kanshi.
And we'll begin the week with the latest on the trade tariff talks because Thailand has revealed that they have to do a re-proposal to the US.
Right, because we already see our neighbor, Vietnam, that 20% is a very, very magic number there because I think other neighbors like including ourselves, Thailand wants to get 20% or lower. But right now, I think our financial minister, Paetongtarn, is trying so hard to get that rate under 20%. But I think that because, of course, our government already gave few proposals. And right now, remarkable ones are like kind of buying more agricultural goods, industrial goods, and right now, even Boeing jets. Boeing planes are in the deal too, but as what Peter right now already in Washington D.C. He talked to Bloomberg, say that okay, actually the ideal rate for Thailand is 18%.
That's slightly lower than Vietnam because Vietnam actually got 20%.
But that 80%, that magic number, could that really be realized? Because actually Vietnam get this magic number because 0% for US goods. It means that they open the market for the United goods. But right now, how about Thailand? Can Thailand really afford this 0%? And of course, right now, Pichai also wants to move that date, reschedule that deadline, 9th July, which is this Wednesday. He really wants to reschedule to the 1st of August. I think that's not possible because actually I already got some news from, of course, US resources that since 12 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 11 p.m. in Thailand, President Donald Trump will send each letter to each country about the tariff rate.
So that means they have already sent the letters to all of the countries involved in terms
not yet. I mean, like 11 p.m. today. So it means that we might see that number before Wednesday, even tomorrow, to understand what the rate is. Because I talked to some business leaders in Thailand too, you know, that they really want to get the rate between 20%, maybe 21%. But right now, if that really reached to 25%, wow, that will really impact Thailand's market.
And keep in mind, though, that the reciprocal tariff on Thailand is currently 36%. So what Pichai Chunha Washira aim is to be below 18. So how is that going to be possible, considering that other countries, like Vietnam, for example, they actually agreed on 20%, which is lower than the initial like 46.
So it means that, of course, that half cut from 46 to 20%, that worked because Vietnam agreed to open the market to the US goods. But right now, of course, Pichai Chunghwa Wachila used a lot of measures working with our corporate Thai corporate layer, no matter it's SCG, no matter it's Bototo, PTT, Global Chemical, to really fix a rate, fix a contract more than 20 years to get LNG. So it means that, of course, Thailand wants to get more resources, energy coming back to Thailand for that 20 years contract. And of course, another point is that Pichai really wants to curb that trade surplus with the United States around like $47 billion in 8 years. And in 10 years, we can make that balance. But that would be a very difficult task.
Right. And so far, the trade agreements that have been reached so far since US President Donald Trump has announced earlier this year is that it's only the UK so far, which they agreed to keep a 10% rate, and with Vietnam, where they have reduced the tariffs to only 20%. But other than that, we have not seen other countries being able to seal the deal at the moment. And with the latest updates, India and the US are very likely to make a final decision within 1 or 2 days. And there's also another update here is that US president will also threaten new tariffs on any of the countries that are supporting anti-American policies of the BRICS group as well.
I think it's a very important point, very significant point there, because BRICS, this is what Thailand wants to join, because right now we are partners with BRICS countries. Eventually, we want to become one of the BRICS, like Indonesia too. But now, President Donald Trump already said that this is a threatening message, additional 10% tariff. It means that because there is some speculation about BRICS country, what they do, what they want to really get US out of the supremacy in the world that right now, of course, the PAG, we call it in economics, the PAG, or when you exchange the money, in normal words, you use USD dollars, the PAG. But now they want to do anti-dollarization. They might use renminbi from China or from Russia, use their currency to become the PAG. But I think Donald Trump wouldn't let it happen. So Thailand right now actually walking on a tightrope. As in, we want to lie to BRICS or go to US. Which group we want to get in? This is the key.
This is also the key. But another part that we have to focus on is the proposal to the US as well. If we have to give you a recap of the 5-point proposal that Thailand has proposed to the US, one of them is the promotion of Thai investments in the US, an increase of imports of US products such as energy, agricultural products, aircraft, and spare parts as well, which came up to this decision that they would buy more Boeing planes as well. And the opening of Thai markets to import maize and fruit from the United States is also in the proposal as well. But then we will have to wait and see how they will have to adjust the proposal in order to seal the deal and hopefully to reduce the reciprocal tariffs from 36% to the aimed 18%.
Yeah, if they really want to get a lot of Boeing jets, it means that Thai Airways has to get involved. And of course, Thai Airways say that, they might buy more aircraft for 80 aircraft from Boeing company right now, but still we haven't know that information clearly. But one more thing to say before we move to the next one, I think some economists, they compare this time with 97 economic crisis, Asian economic crisis, which in Thailand is originated from Thailand, or we call it Tom Yang Gung crisis in Thailand. But actually, the crisis are not similar at all, because the first one, of course, 97, it was about financial crisis. It was about the peg between USD dollar and Thai baht. There are unbalanced effect and at the end penetrate effect to Asian market. But this time it's tariff.
Right.
So I think Donald Trump is smart enough to not to really destabilize all financial market in the world. And right now it's just a give and take and chicken game here. And right now every country goes to the Washington, D.C. to talk about this issue. So I think we still have to see a little bit this week until the D-Day, 9th July, Wednesday. How about the rate for Thailand?
Exactly. And apart from the trade talks, another issue that is in hot water at the moment is the entertainment complex bill. But after much controversy from many sides of society, the finance ministry will actually remove the bill from the agenda for the cabinet meeting on Tuesday. And this came from the Prime Minister's Office Minister, Chusak Sirinin, who said that the finance ministry is expected to explain to the cabinet why the controversial entertainment complex bill, which is initially scheduled to be up for discussion in the House this Wednesday, should be withdrawn for now. And he also said that if the cabinet has no objection, the House Speaker will be informed of the decision as well. And we have to say that the bill has been heavily criticized by many groups, whether it's civil societies, religious groups, and opposition parties. And they describe this as a Trojan horse for the establishment of casinos in Bangkok and other tourist destinations, which would further drive Thai people into gambling. However, the government has been arguing that the casinos would comprise only 10% of the activities in these entertainment complexes. And he also said that if the bill were to be debated in Parliament, it could also provoke the anti-government protests, which in turn would further shake the government's stability with its currently thin majority in the lower house. But it seems like the key people in the government are not fully aware of this particular decision yet, because the acting prime minister, Paetongtarn Vichiachai, told reporters this morning that there has been no consideration or even a discussion on this issue yet. When he was actually asked about the government chief whip, who suggested that they should drop the bill from the cabinet agenda, Paetongtarn said that this will actually depend on the government chief whip and also the parliament itself. Earlier this morning, the government chief whip, Wisut Chainarun, told Thai PBS during a phone call interview this morning about this controversial entertainment complex bill. He said that when it comes to considering this, the government has to provide a better understanding with the people, because this issue is something new. It is not the same like Macau or Singapore, where they have entertainment complexes already to begin with. And he took Singapore as an example of how these entertainment complexes are operated, where he said that gambling is only 10% of the whole complex, while the remaining activities include hotels and other family activities, shopping malls as well. And even if there is a casino in place, not everyone can go in because there are certain rules. And the aim to establish these is, of course, to attract more tourists while insisting that it is not meant to encourage more gambling among Thais. And this has been much argued by many of the opposition parties. He also said that he has already told the government to explain and clarify with the people, but it seems like the government did not have the chance to do so because they were focusing on the border issues with Cambodia. Therefore, he has suggested to drop the bill for the time being. And as for the process of dropping the bill, he explains that this will start from the finance ministry first, and then the cabinet will submit it to the parliament. And there are two steps in parliament. So the House Speaker will ask the MPs first. If they are okay with it, then the bill will be dropped. But if there are MPs opposing the withdrawal of the bill, there must be a debate and then a vote to drop the bill. So there are two ways here. So drop it or not. And this would depend on the MPs in parliament as well.
Keyword there in your report, Ned, I think it's about rules.
Yes.
Because civil society, religious groups, and opposition parties, they really want to get the rules right at this moment. I think, of course, civil society, they might ask about ethical issues. Religious links to Buddhism is violating religious thoughts there. And another one, of course, opposition party always talk about the regulations here because we haven't seen that very clear regulations from the government yet. So that's why these groups, they have questioned all the time. And of course, the government already claimed that only 10% in such complexes are casinos. But I understand what opposition side they say.
Yeah.
They always question, they want to get a lot of information about rules. But now there's no rules yet. But this is of course, the negative effect we talk about casinos or entertainment complex. But the positive one, we have to get the balance here, is that actually, according to Macau, each year, personal residents of Macau, they receive around like 36,000 baht annually for cashing out. For non-permanent residents, it's like 40% off, but around that. So it's kind of like 10,000 baht, which is good side because it means that government has surplus in budget. They can do cashing out for people on the ground. So there are two sides there to see. But right now, I think in Thailand's case, people are wondering, why do we need to have entertainment complex? Which, AKA, people already imagine that that's casinos. It violates our Buddhism, the religion. We don't have a lot of clear regulations there. What about the budgeting? What about the revenue? And what about after that we have surplus? Who has the right to do the afterwards, those regulations or plans? Would they give it to residents like Macau does, or they would just take it by themselves and put it in next year's budget?
Yeah, and there are two sides for Thailand. The ruling government thinks that having entertainment complex would actually boost tourism and the economy, and they also claim that it will curb illegal gambling activities. This is what they have been saying in the policy statement, and they've been touting this for so many times. But if we look at the opposition, including the now new member, Phumjai Thai Party is also part of the opposition now, many of these parties disagrees because it would do the opposite. Phumjai Thai Party has always been against this because they think that, how is it possible that you could actually prevent illicit gambling? Because when you think of casinos, it is automatic that you would have to go there to gamble. And even the People's Party do not even agree with this. And they have been encouraging the government to drop it for now.
But again, I think it's back to regulations because people do not believe in that, as what you said, like the government say that, okay, we're going to curb all the illegal gambling in the country. For example, in Singapore, because if Singaporean residents, they really want to get into casino, they have to pay first. And there's a legal timing frame that if they get into casino this time, they have to stay out of casino for a bit.
Exactly. It's not just age restrictions here, but it's also how much do you have in your pockets as well? How much do you earn? And there must be a lot of rules. I've never been to a casino, but I can say that there are a lot of rules. Before you could go in, there are a lot of expectations there. And apart from trying to boost the establishment of the entertainment complex bill, we also have to talk about soft power. And although Paetongtarn is suspended from her duties as the country's prime minister, she can still perform her duties as the new culture minister, as she is scheduled to make an opening speech at a soft power forum, which is taking place this week. So Paetongtarn is scheduled to make a keynote speech tomorrow at 2 p.m. on the first day of the forum, which is called Splash Soft Power Forum 2025. And this event will run for 4 days straight between tomorrow until this Friday. And what you're seeing right now is the final rundown of the forum. And based on the reports, Paetongtarn will be discussing issues like tourism, education, and quote unquote, the new soft power frontier. year. And apart from Paetongtarn's speech, which will be her very first speech since the Constitutional Court's decision last week to suspend her from her duties as the Prime Minister, and also her first speech in her capacity as the Culture Minister, there will also be keynote speeches from two former Prime Ministers. Not surprisingly, we have Thaksin Shinawatra, who will present his vision on elevating Thai crafts and local products, and he will make a speech on Wednesday at 1 p.m. And another former Prime Minister, Sethar Thavisin, will also join a panel discussion about elevating Thai sports, and he will join the panel discussion alongside famous Muay Thai boxer Wakhao Banchamek and also an Olympic gold medalist Panipak Wongpathanakit, better known as tennis. And the announcement of the forum itself has already sparked debate on social media because of the appearance of three prime ministers, two ousted leaders, and one who's currently suspended by the Constitutional Court. And all of them are actually from the Pheu Thai party. And it doesn't look like a coincidence, isn't it? And it might have been planned already that we're going to push for Pheu Thai members to be on stage, whether it's Paetongtarn, Thaksin, or Sethar Thavisin as well. And there are also other ministers such as Sorawong Thientong and Sudawan Wangsukapit Goson, who's also joining the forum as well as part of the Soft Power Forum.
Yeah, so it means that actually get a lot of criticism on internet that, oh, should we really waste a lot of money for them, their presence? What were they gonna talk about on the stage? And of course, Ned, this, according to some, like many political analysts, they really want to see in a way that what Paetongtarn could do for Prime Minister role. Of course, she got positive feedback, negative feedback, and right now, Cultural Minister. On this stage might really suit her because and she will talk about soft power, she'll talk about Thai culture, Thai food, and for the difficult messages, maybe her father, Thaksin or Sethar, will take over.
Right, and if we really look at the comments on social media, one of them that I find it really surprising is that one of the comments say none of the three prime ministers ended their terms in office gracefully. How surprising is that? But okay, but to give a bit of context, Thaksin was ousted by a military coup in 2006. Sethar was ousted by the Constitutional Court last year for appointing a convict as a minister. And Paetongtarn is now currently suspended over the phone call with Cambodia's Hun Sen. So there is some reason behind this comment, but then the part that they said none of the prime ministers ended their terms in office gracefully, that is pretty shocking.
It's a online connection. I mean, netizens comment to connect them all together in a way that they do not really stay in the office for the full term. Yeah,
and there's also another one. They even demanded the ruling government to declare like the investment that was used to promote Songkran and all of these soft power events back earlier this year. And one of them even said, don't forget to declare the public how this soft power event is worth the investment. And another one I also find it really interesting is that certain people want to hear their vision on Cambodia, and Thaksin would be the best to speak on that topic.
Before we dived into this topic, because we have to give a backdrop, because as in Hun Sen's family and Khun Thaksin's family, they are very good in a way in this sense. I'm not sure currently they still talk to each other, but according to what we have seen on the stories, Hun Sen and Paetongtarn's phone call leaked. It led to Paetongtarn right now become the cultural minister rather than prime minister at this moment. And we will know what Constitutional Court will decide very soon, maybe in a few days. Still have some time to go over that investigation.
that phone call.
Yeah, but some people talk about waste of money because it kind of use a lot of budget to make this work.
A lot of investment has been used for soft power promotions, but with the criticism aside, in this forum, they will be talking about several aspects of Thai culture, Thai entertainment, and there are some interesting parts which may be of interest for some people. One of them is the wellness economy, because people are placing much more importance on their healing journey and finding inner peace. And another part that I also find it interesting as well is the use of influencer marketing to promote Thailand's tourism. This is actually growing, especially in the AI and digital era, and how these online influencers can boost Thailand's tourism and also other aspects of Thai culture as well. And another part that I also find it interesting is Thai sports, and also there's another part where I think it's worth mentioning is that there's going to be a runway of unique Thai models. And remember when Thaksin said that he wanted to promote Thai models such as those from the ASEAN region and promote them onto the international runways. So we might be able to see a glimpse of it at the Soft Power Forum this year.
Yeah, and of course, last time, Khun Thaksin also invited the British model,
Naomi Campbell,
to come to Thailand to really discover a way to develop the Thai model market to find talent in Thailand, not just in Bangkok, as what you said, Isan or southern part of Thailand or northern part of Thailand. And right now, maybe this is the way to showcase some part of the result after Naomi came to Thailand.
Yeah, and not just the modeling industry. It's not just the modeling industry, but also the fashion industry as a whole as well. All right, and that wraps up tonight's edition of Thai PBS World Tonight. Join us every Monday and Tuesday at 6 p.m. on Thai PBS World's Facebook and YouTube Live. And don't forget to follow us on social media and our website, thaipbsworld.com, for all the latest stories and analyses about Thailand. Thanks for watching. I will see you tomorrow. สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีครับ